Everybody, welcome to the Holly Street 96 podcast. I am your host, Dietrich Alston. Uh, with me is my four best friends. Introduce yourself, fellas.
What up, Trev? New York representing and clearly the better voice of the group.
This motherfucker. What's going on? It's Derek Patterson, aka DJ Domino, representing the West Coast, San Diego, California.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Junior, aka J Boogie. What up?
Word. All right, y'all. This is the first episode of the podcast, and we're going to get right into it. So we're going to start with headlines. Little Uzi Vert claims he's retiring 2 hours after Future collab. Pluto and Baby Pluto.
Have you been out long enough to retire? To consider it a retirement?
Man, has he been good enough to retire?
That's what I'm saying. We gotta figure out what the criteria is for retiring.
I'm trying that Ricky Williams approach, then.
Wonder, can you really retire?
Jeezy went and came back.
Jeezy?
Listen.
Yeah, he like I'm done, and then I'm like, well, maybe not.
Yeah, see, but Jeezy can say that.
Yeah, he dropped us young, and then now just Jeezy.
I mean, check this out, and I got a question. I mean, is there such thing as retirement from an art?
Absolutely.
Like, just stop.
I don't think so, man.
I mean, I think there is, because I think about it. Like Hove kind of retired when he did the Black album.
And then he came right back.
Hove is in a whole other category. You can't even bring him into this conversation.
No. I'm answering the question. Yeah, Lil Uzi Vert ain't done nothing to be able to be considered a person relevant enough to retire, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, like, could he?
Yeah, with his body of work, I don't think he did enough.
Nah,
not at all.
But then again, his fans are the ones that would probably be the ones that would speak of otherwise. I don't know anything Uzi Vert has done.
If 10 years from now, if somebody is like, yo, you remember that song by Lil Uzi Vert? And most people will be like, no. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Because they can say that now and
I think it's all relative, though, too.
What?
What'd you say?
It's all relative, though, because, I mean, look, people that are our age, we're going to say, no, we don't know who he is, but, people that are a little bit younger than us, then they might know. They might be able to recall, music.
I mean,
from from him 20 years from now, just like we can recall, Camp Lo, Nine, guys like that, so it's all era based.
Camp Lo is pretty known, not just like, I mean,
I see what Derek's talking about. So he's talking about body of work wise.
Ask your son who Camp Lo is.
See, that's the point. My son he's up on hip hop, so he'd actually probably know.
And that's a good father.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you end that one.
All right.
Don't try that over here with me. He's on it.
You could drop some songs. He'd be like, oh, that's New Edition. Oh, that's such and such. Yeah, he's up on it.
Right on.
Okay.
All right, next headline. Pop Smoke's alleged killer reportedly goes live from jail. Corey Walker, 19.
I'm sorry.
Went on Instagram while doing his jailhouse chores and bumping songs for Wide Wave and No Cap.
So,
niggas.
I don't know enough about Pop Smoke to speak on it. My comment is mainly going to be I'm seeing a large abundance of availability of cell phone footage from prison. It used to be hard to do. Everybody's got a phone in there now, and it's not even like on some phone time shit. Like they filming everything.
Isn't that pretty contraband though?
Instagramming from jail. Yeah, how you Instagramming from jail?
That's the number one priority, though. Keeping that phone hid. You know what I mean?
It's like, how do you do
that? Can't keep it that hid.
Above everything else. That's the link to the outside world, man. Like you got to respect it. You put anybody in a situation, man. I got so much respect for the people that's locked up and in prison. For some reason, I just feel like that it forces us to use our creative side. You know what I mean? Like that creative mind.
Of course.
Make anything out of anything, figure out a way. You know what I mean? They ain't got nothing but time on their hands to use that mind to figure out, you know what I mean? I'm surprised.
Listen, if them cats in there making phones to be able to talk to the outside world.
Oil and some copper and somehow making, making their own phones and shit. Like,
I seen a nigga make, he got his page on YouTube and he just came out of jail and he doing like cooking habits. And this nigga was making lasagna out of Cheetos and shit. I was like, all right, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man.
It turns people to MacGyver like a bug.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
Yeah,
Now,
saying?
that's what I'm saying. Being in
uh,
a situation, they bring out the MacGyver in you for sure.
all right, we're moving on.
Damn,
At,
Pop Smoke ain't getting no talk about in that headline, yo. It's more about
we'll
how
see.
they getting cell phones in the spot.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll
Yeah,
talk about him. He had a cool song called "The Woo." You know, played on the radio everywhere.
yeah. No, his second album was dope. I ain't gonna lie, but I don't know how much of that is 50 Cent and actually Pop Smoke
yeah,
because 50 Cent finished the album. So I don't know if it would have sounded like that if Pop Smoke was still alive to finish it. But his second album was dope.
yeah.
I
Uh,
don't. That's another one I don't have enough input on. I don't know why. Like when I first heard about Pop Smoke, for real, is like when he died. And I don't know if
Right.
that's because I don't listen to the radio that much as I used to. Like I still got the Sirius XM, and I listen to Shade 45 and Rock the Bells and all that. Shout out to them too. Um, but I didn't have enough, so I don't have enough input to speak on it. But I know I'm seeing a lot of Pop Smoke fans, and I'm like, it's dope. He had a following, but I don't know why he didn't reach my radar. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat a little bit. I like his songs come up on my little Pandora station periodically, and definitely got some decent joints, you know. But unfortunately, by the time I really learned about him, that's when obviously I hear of his demise and all that. So
Yeah,
yeah, losing a lot of good ones quick, man.
yeah.
yeah, that's real.
This is a good segue because speaking of losing good ones, there is a Twitter thing going on with Rest in Peace Drake.
Rest in peace, Drake.
Yeah, Drake had to come
What
on and
happened?
say Drake had to come on and say he
Talking about
wasn't
Aubrey.
dead. Yeah, Drake had to come on and say he wasn't dead.
We talk about wheelchair Jimmy.
Wheelchair Jimmy. It is
Yeah,
crazy. Like,
didn't that same thing happen out like if I'm not mistaken, like about I don't know 8 months ago with NBA YoungBoy? Like there was a whole bunch of stuff going around, like saying he was
Yeah,
dead and
something
got
like that. Yeah,
killed.
yeah,
Man, I'm telling
they've
you,
been doing
boy.
that for years, though, man. They've been doing that since the
They
Ultimate
love
Warrior,
killing
man.
people off, son.
yeah.
That's foul.
They killed Chris Tucker like for years, and that nigga popped up and was like did a comedy show. Like, nigga, I ain't dead.
So I
Man,
wonder
I'm
why they
telling
trying
you.
to kill off Drake. What happened? Is
Well,
there
he
any
got
backstory to it?
he got hurt in his he got hurt. Well, according to Joe Budden, he got hurt playing basketball in his home gym. He tore his like
How
Achilles
you
or something
crush
like that.
yourself up in your own gym, son?
So him getting hurt playing ball means he's dead.
He
Did
ain't
he get
because
Right?
he ain't made no
control?
appearances. He ain't talked. He ain't done nothing. So for some odd reason, Twitter just took that was like rest in peace Drake.
Listen, Twitter is
I wouldn't
foul.
talk anything if I got dunked
Maybe
on
they
like that.
Oh,
maybe they meant that in a sense, like I don't know, like he's falling off or something. But,
maybe,
yeah,
but I don't trust Twitter for shit. I ain't on there. So
yeah.
all right, moving on. Gucci Man and Jeezy versus battle. What happened?
I ain't even catch it.
It ain't
It ain't
happened yet.
happened yet. It come on Thursday.
They gonna put it together. And
The,
I'm
the
just
Gucci
like,
It's
Man
Thursday.
Jeezy?
listen, until I get the Tribe Called Quest Outcast battle, I don't want to hear it.
Man,
I
Man
I'm
Jeezy, like
interested in it. One, I don't know that much about Gucci, right? I'm absolutely a Jeezy fan.
same here.
Um, but I think this is going to put to bed a lot of the back and forth between who's nicer, which I think is just silly. The man tattooed the ice cream cone on his face with lightning bolts around it. That pretty much did it for me. But to each his own. I can't
Hey,
knock the
man,
man
that's
hustle.
some high voltage ice cream, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That
Oh,
shit is
hey fellas,
shocking.
hold on, fellas. Breaking news. Westside Gun tells Joe Budden he's left Eminem's Shady Records.
Word.
Huh?
Word.
Well, I
Interesting.
mean,
So in Saturday's podcast, their episode on Saturdays, I guess Westside Gun was a guest on the Joe Budden podcast, and he says he's leaving Shady Records.
but he's not leaving Griselda though.
Well, yeah, that's the case. That's the case. I think his
He's leaving
solo.
Griselda and Shady.
No, I don't think he's leaving Griselda. I think he's just
Oh,
leaving Shady
I don't care
Records.
about that. That's the move. Somebody offered him some more bread. I ain't worried about that. As long as Griselda's still tough, I don't care about that. I mean, it is
Yeah, that sounds like
breaking
a
news and it's
totally
shocking and
business
all
move right
that,
there.
but
And it seems like
I mean,
it's all stemming from Eminem last month putting out a tweet promoting Alchemist's new album, but not the Griselda joints that came out.
They moving albums
And
like No Limit back in the day. You know how hard that shit is.
yeah, they
Yeah.
I
gotta be
mean,
patient,
I
man. They
get
gotta
it.
be patient. Like I don't know. Like
Well, my thing is
if
this: if
you
you're
if you
Eminem,
Interscope, you know what I mean, Dre, like that's a winning team. 50, like you gotta be patient, man. Like you gotta know like just when to sit down and wait your turn, so to speak. To me, in my opinion,
Nah, that's real.
but see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, and this is what I say:
when you think,
if you're
when you think
Griselda,
about it, like like this,
I'm saying
Dre,
if you're Griselda, you're the hottest thing on the market right now. You're the hottest ticket. You're the hottest record company that signed to a distribution deal with Shady Records. If you're Eminem, you promote the hell out of Griselda. You don't promote Alchemist. You promote Griselda.
again, here's the thing, like you can't criticize the cuisine before it's served. You know what I mean? Like you got to give them time to finish cooking the cuisine. You like so
Yo, hella
all you have
philosophical.
to base everything off of is their past dishes. You know what I mean? And from their track record, you know what I mean? Like I'm
Hold
just
on, hold
simply
on.
like
I hear you, but I think you're wrong in this end because Westside Gun and Faking Benny the Butcher just put out new albums, and then
They
Eminem
did.
didn't promote them albums at all, and it was
It
the
was
hottest
actually
joints
everybody in
on the
Griselda
market.
did. Everybody in Griselda
Everybody
did.
else promoted Westside Gun's album and Benny the Butcher, which is coming up in new music. But
uh,
Eminem is tweeting out Alchemist's new album.
But there's got to be a reason for it, though. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like I get it, but there's a reason
maybe
for it.
But if you're the artist, if you're Griselda, you're looking at it like
True.
you're saying that's saying, and you got to understand what you say when you tweet out something. That's saying Alchemist is hotter than us
I can see that, but
to
that's
the
why I said
artist. To
there's
the
a
artist,
right. So here's my take on it, though. If it was really that hard body, right, to the point where it might have been some internal beef, or they felt some kind of way. None of the rest of Griselda is saying anything about it. They keeping it pushing. You see what I'm saying? That's why I think it's, of course, a little bit of the non-promotion is a factor, but I'm telling you, I think there was more money on the table for somebody else. It could have just been like a one or two album deal with Shady Records, you know what I'm saying? And then go get your bread somewhere else if you can. We're not gonna hold you back. You know what I'm saying? If somebody out there trying to offer you some more bread, go get it.
I feel
So
you.
I
I
think
feel
that's got
you.
to be what it is because no, if as tight as Griselda is as a crew, nobody else is like, nah, we out too and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
True,
Like
true.
they understand West Side Gun probably feel some kind of way, and he's getting offers from left and right because, like you said, Griselda's the hottest joints out right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it is.
I
Yeah,
think I mean maybe M is getting falling too far away from Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre's winning formula. You know what I mean? Like so maybe they too busy doing their own thing, continue to make bread, and but obviously like M came on under under Dre, and then then M brought on 50. Like, and I think during that time like the winning formula they were all close. He making sure that like, hey, Dre did this for me. This is how like I know how to do it. You know what I mean? I'll make sure you win the same way he put me on. You know what I mean? As far as just you don't hear no stuff kind of like the Lil Wayne and Baby type BS where money is being extorted. Always genuinely looking out and make sure that everybody's good and putting them on, let them start their own thing. You know what I mean? All that type of stuff.
yeah,
50
yeah.
going to 50 going to do his thing and blow up or whatever. He tried to put people on, but hey, like he said, they wasn't ready to work the way he's ready to work. So a lot of
That
G
is
Unit,
true.
you know what I mean? Hey, y'all gotta do your own thing. I'm too busy handling business. If y'all can't hustle and grind, you know what I mean? So be it. So
That's true.
and unfortunately him because again, mind you, he had what was the whole group with Joe Button, Slaughterhouse and
Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse.
and that fell through the cracks. So this is like
Yeah,
a second time around that something else is falling through the cracks on M's watch. So
yeah.
I mean, I guess you got to kind of start looking at that. If a track record starts where he's getting some legitimate, genuine hot talent, and they like for one reason or another, the shit doesn't keep falling through the cracks. Then you got to be like, all right, and you don't want to become that next bad boy. You know what I mean?
I
Exactly,
think
exactly.
I think you got some good points with that because the same thing kind of happened. This is a bunch of people on Shady Records that either dropped one or two or didn't drop anything at all. You know what I'm saying? You had I think John Connor was on Shady Records. The whole Slaughterhouse
Yeah,
thing
I
fell
remember
through
John
because
Connor.
Joe Budden was beefing with the Eminem stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like at first when you brought up the Slaughterhouse joint, I was like, nah, that was more Budden, feeling his way, rightfully
Even
so, about whatever the
even
situation was.
then,
But I
like
think you're right. It
OG,
just feel different.
5'9", like you know what I mean, like you can't let good talent just you know what I mean go like that. You need to be cultivating it. You know what I mean? And
I think they're
again, going back to
cultivated though, but that's why I'm saying I think there's more to it than just, he felt some kind of way about not being promoted. Because
yeah.
end all be all, we know anybody that deal with him is gonna be some true lyricist. He's
And
not
just
just gonna
to,
sign no bullshit.
and
Correct,
just to play
correct.
devil advocate on M's side, this could be him promoting Alchemist without promoting Griselda could mean that he felt Griselda had the promotion locked down and
Yeah,
Alchemist
Griselda
needed
promote
the
themselves.
promotion. Moving on, we got Burden of Proof with Benny the Butcher. We got Streams of Thought, Volume 3, Black Thought.
Volume 4, I thought.
No, it's Volume 3.
My bad.
Who Made the Sunshine, West Side Gun. Survival Kit by the Goody Mob.
What?
That I heard that was jumping off. I ain't checked for it though.
What?
Yeah,
I
listen.
show our stuff in the but make sure you put that on our page, like the new joints that was
We
mentioned.
will. I will.
So,
I will definitely.
other people can
For
follow
those that are watching, the page is on Facebook. It's the Holly Street 96 podcast. There will be links in the descriptions and all of that. Make sure y'all follow.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
finally, Future Joy's coming out November 20th. The
I'm not a
Recession
Future
2
fan
with
at all.
Jeezy. The Recession 2, Jeezy. He coming back out. Like I said, he coming out of retirement on November 20th. And on November 27th, The Hustle Continues by Juicy J.
Wait.
No.
You just rambled a bunch of stuff together. So you said Future's coming out with an album, and then you just went right into it.
I said November 20th, The Recession, Jeezy.
Okay, that I'm with. But I thought you said something about Future.
No, I didn't say nothing
Okay,
about
good.
Future. I said in the
that's my
future.
previous
I said in the future.
I'm
There
with
it
you.
is.
All right.
So November 20th, like
So
I said.
wait. You didn't. There's an album you ain't named.
Which one?
How you not put Libra Scale up there?
Libra Scale, because that's an
Props to
October.
T.I.
No, because it's an October
That
album.
TI joint.
That
Was it?
Ti came out in October,
My fault.
right at the end of
That's
October.
how long I've been listening to the Busta shit. I don't even know. I just been listening to it. I checked the Libra Scale.
But we will be talking about Libra Scale later on in the show, folks. So,
all I can say is I'm excited because I'm gonna be on this little 30-hour flight here in about the next 2 weeks. So I'm gonna have a lot of good stuff to listen to and
right
get
on.
caught up on. So appreciate that.
And there's more, but there, for what this podcast is, these are the standouts. All right, and so now let's move on to what we got now. What we got? Who knows it? We got the history lesson.
All right, so check it out. What we're going to do here on the Holly Street podcast is every podcast we're going to put a spotlight on a throwback album from that month back in '96 is where we're going to start, right? So this week's selection, we went with Mobb Deep, Hell on Earth. All right. If you, for some reason, have not heard this album, you need to. Mobb Deep is definitely in the upper echelon of hip hop as it pertains to even production and spitting. It's New York City hip hop for real, grimy and gritty. So a couple of the songs that came off of that joint that everybody, if you don't know the album itself, you need to know these songs. There's Drop a Gem on them, G.O.D. Part 3, and Hell on Earth. I'm telling you, album's littered with greatness, but that's just a couple joints that you can kind of start off and look at. So what y'all take, fellas? What y'all think?
I'm gonna let you know right now when Mobb Deep
just a
first dropped.
fantastic album.
Yeah, when Mobb Deep first dropped, it was like I ain't never heard nothing. We were on the West Coast, so it was like we weren't hearing stuff like that coming out because it wasn't reaching us. Even though we all got roots from the East Coast, we wasn't getting the reach back then. Like we are now. Like everything right now is just instantaneous. But back then, West Coast wasn't getting the reach on the East Coast. Like it wasn't. You had to know somebody that had a tape.
Yeah.
And so when the cats brought back the tapes, Shout out to Junior when he was bringing back those mixtapes, and you hear Mobb Deep, and you're like in your ear holes, and you're like, oh my god, who is this? So it's like, man, so it's just a lot of nostalgia.
Definitely.
Them joints is hardcore. Like they were one of the most hardcore groups you had, other than the the standouts and NWAs, the Ice Cubes and stuff like that. But for the East Coast, man, Mobb Deep was just it.
Hey, DJ Domino, what's your take on it from the ones and twos standpoint?
I mean, just production was fantastic from Havoc. Big up to Havoc for the production on Hell on Earth. Just a overall great album. From a DJ's perspective, it doesn't have the impact that a Shook Ones Part 2 or a Survival of the Fittest may have, you know what I mean? But Hell on Earth, as it stands by itself, is just overall a fantastic album. Classic from our era, man, from 1996 for sure.
Absolutely.
96 was just a year of the album. Like 96, if you folks at home go look up 96, the releases are in 96, you can be surprised. Like some of the greatest albums. Yeah, some of the greatest albums that came out ever came out in 96.
That was a great summer, and it just continued on right through the wintertime, fall and winter. And Hell on Earth dropped and just kind of kept that train going, man. And like D was saying, being in Cali, it was hard to kind of know what the hot joints was going to be. Yeah, but they still dropped, and we still got an ear. And once you heard that one single on the mixtape, you was waiting for the album. So we were still plugged in to what was going on back home. Well, for me, back home and all of that, you know what I'm saying, with the music. But it's Mobb Deep, like keeping it a buck. You can't really tell me a bad Mobb Deep album. You know what I'm saying? Because Prodigy was nice, and then Havoc was throwing it off the glass to him anyway with
different,
the production.
Man. They were just different. They were just different. Mm-hmm. Like they were just different. They worked.
Rest in peace to Prodigy, You absolutely missed down there, B. Real shit.
All right, now. Well, we at the part of the podcast where we gonna give y'all some drip. So we got the sneaker drop where we gonna lace your feet up. So DJ, what's going on?
Definitely. Yeah, so basically our next upcoming release, the next big release that we got coming out is going to be the Fire Red Air Jordan 4, okay? Release date as it stands right now is going to be November 28th with an MSRP of $200 for men's sizes. It's going to be a full-size run from infants all the way up to grown folks. So the shoe was originally released in 1989. This is the first time it's being retro with the Nike Air branding on the heel tab. So this is a pretty big thing for us that came up in the 80s, that remember seeing Nike Air on the back of Jordans. Mm-hmm. Just a great shoe overall. Everything that I've heard about the Air Jordan 4 that's coming out, the build quality and the leather is excellent on the shoe. And it's going to be definitely a straight up sellout within minutes on all kinds.
It's gonna be sold out
sneakers,
at 6 a.m.
Everything.
It's gonna be sold out at 6 a.m.
Oh, easy. So,
hey, listen, I'm a fan of Jay's, and these joints is tough. These joints is tough. I'm not gonna.
They're gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard to get them.
Listen, if you can't get them on drop day, I'm telling you right now. Shout out to the GOAT. The GOAT, you can get anything you want. Flight, Flight Crew or Flight, what's that site called?
Flight Club.
Flight Club, which is pretty much.
So there's a couple of different sites.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's there's
a couple of different sites. You got GOAT. My bad. So you got GOAT. You have StockX is another one that you can get aftermarket sneakers on. Stadium Goods. There's several aftermarket sites, but you're going to absolutely pay a premium if you go to those sites. You will not get them for retail of $200.
Those things will be $330, and you will, but they will be available. So
no waiting 8 hours in line. If they're worth $80 or $100, you know what I mean, then you might want to just go ahead and go to one of those sites.
And for all you price conscious folks out there, GOAT is actually officially on Afterpay. And what Afterpay is a website that lets you pay in chunks for a price. So if it's $330, they divide that into 4 payments with no credit check. So you can get your shoes. If that 300 over that $100 over mark is too much for you, you can always chop it down into small bites. So if you get on Afterpay, a Flight Club is on there too as well, and a multitude of other shops. So if you can't get them on drop day, get them on GOAT. You can chop them up and do what you do. Go get them shoes though. You gotta look fly
Do
for the
what you
girls.
do. Gotta look fly.
Yeah.
Listen,
And again,
what I don't want y'all to do is get out there and feel like y'all gotta use violence to get kicks, man. It ain't that serious.
Please, no violence, man.
Make
Ain't
sure
no
y'all
Absolutely
just
not.
do it responsibly
keep it
and
civil.
just chill out, you know.
Yeah, I definitely like to think we graduated from those days.
If you still robbing for shoes, man, there's something wrong.
Yeah,
Up your game up at least.
Step
They
your
might-
G up.
Break-ins at least, man. Come on, man. Up your game. Like you know, take a couch, man. Get something. You still robbing for shoes, man.
Yeah, not nobody sneakers.
Man, come on, man.
Nah.
We got
So yeah, once again, those Fire Red 4s are going to be dropping at the end of this month, November 28th, which I believe coincides with Black Friday. So make sure
Ooh,
look out for those.
Christmas.
Christmas hell again.
what is it? Pirate Force?
Non-violence.
What was it again, Derek? Pirate Force?
Fire Red 4.
Oh, the Fire Red.
Yeah,
Oh.
the Fire Red Air Jordan 4s. Yeah, Fire Red Air Jordan 4s, release date November 28th. I wanted to talk about. It was re-released a few weeks ago, but I have an older pair here. This is the Air Max 90 running shoe.
I'm a fool. Ooh, I love the Air Max 90, boy.
Yeah.
Them joints is butter.
The Air Max 90, the infrareds right there. They were re-released a couple days ago. I have my older pair here. Just an overall fantastic shoe. MSRP on the new pair is $140, but you can find them cheaper if you go to base or if you have another hook like that. So Air Max 90 was re-released.
Remember the joints was like
overall,
$70?
great, comfortable shoe, and yeah, good stuff.
Remember when the joints was like $70?
Oh yeah, they were back in the day. You
yeah.
can find those at Ross, man.
Yo,
I remember.
you know what I'm saying?
I remember finding them joints everywhere. Nobody would rock them, but I'm a fan of the Air Max 90s and of course the Air Force Ones, aka the Uptowns. Because the colorways on them joints, look at that. That shit is fire, man. You can't beat that. You can get so many different colors in the joints. I was never a huge Jordan fan solely for that reason. You know what I'm saying? Air Max 90s and 95s,
Get
Air
you a
Force
salmon
Ones.
shirt.
It's just,
Get you a salmon color shirt.
you know what I mean? I mean, it's dope though. I'm glad to see our generation's kicks still being a thing, yo, because that just means exactly what I tell everybody. We did it the best. They haven't been able to come up with something new since.
Yep.
Listen, man, the 90s, man.
They're starting to sell me
That's
on
a
some of the newer Air Maxes. At first, when they came out, I wasn't really feeling them, but now, like, you know, I'll see some of the colorways that looks pretty nice. You know what I mean? And I'll be like, okay.
You talking about like the Vapor Maxes?
The newer ones with the big bubble.
Yeah, them Vapor Maxes, I don't like them. So.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
I mean,
at first.
they're okay, man, but it looks like you're stepping on like bubble wrap, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the bubbles
Yeah,
are
you got to find really nice colorways to make them look proper.
big, man.
You know what?
Yeah.
I ain't even mad at it. I think the Viper Maxes, and I'm not trying to. I hope I don't alienate nobody or disrespect nobody. This is just all feelings, no facts, right? Shout out to never mind. Anyway, ooh, shit. So for me, the Vapor Maxes are more for the lady.
The lady.
And there's nothing wrong with that because me, I wear a size 13. That's a lot of air under my foot. That shit look different. You know what I'm talking about? But why you put on a pair
I
of
wear
these
14. I
joints
get it.
fire?
We just stepping on clouds.
Because them air bubbles is half the size of the shoe. Cause, yeah, no, I'm good. But that's just my personal opinion. That ain't for me. But I'd get a pair for wifey. Them joints would be all right, though. You know what I mean? So to each their own. I ain't knocking nobody drip, as the kids say it. But it just ain't for me. And I don't like that term, by the way. So that'll
Hey
be the
man,
first and probably the only time you hear me say that shit.
right on. So
Yeah.
I appreciate DJ Domino for the drip forecast.
I'm just gonna keep saying
Thank
Hey
you.
man,
You're welcome.
that's what we rocking with.
it.
All right. But speaking of drip, you gotta have your
Really?
finances. You gotta have your finances correct to get the drip.
Correct.
So to get your finances straight, we got our man Jay Book with the financial forecast. So hit him up.
Kind of easy and light, for now, but definitely would like to start, getting deeper into it. I think especially for us, people of color, this is definitely a major area where we could use some improvement to, basically put us on equal playing field with the rest of the country. But for our simple tip for this week will be DTI, known as debt to income ratio. And essentially, it's your total of monthly debt payments divided by your gross monthly income. And your DTI is often used for when you're applying for loans, and basically one is your credit, to see how well you do at paying back stuff, and then two is going to be your debt to income ratio, basically saying if you you already owe too much money to other people, and therefore you won't be able to afford to owe or pay back, whoever it is that you're trying to borrow from. Most notably, obviously, it's going to be when you're applying for a mortgage or a car. But in this case, let's just say a mortgage. Generally, for mortgages, the most that you can possibly get approved for in a mortgage, like a DTI ratio, is 46%. So if your debt to income ratio is at 46%, that's probably the max that your debt to income ratio can be without and still get approved for a loan. Generally, they like to see it around 36 or lower, 36, 33% or lower. And just for a quick example, you let's say you have your mortgage payment of $1,000 a month, a car loan for $500, a credit card payments for $500, and then your gross income of $6,000. So if you calculate your debt of your mortgage, for $1,000, car loan for $500, your credit card for $500, that would equal $2,000. And if your income is $6,000, then dividing that basically would give you your debt to income ratio of 33%.
All right. So can you tell the folks what's a good way to be able to monitor the debt to ratio income?
The good way to monitor it. Again, this is my personal opinion. Well, let me say this. I think one thing that a lot of financial education right now is really doing a good job at addressing the behavior rather than the logic. So a lot of books out there, your Dave Ramsey and a host of others, they're really starting to address the behavior. So us, especially Black folks, it's not that we can't make these right decisions, is that we don't want to. We know sometimes what the right thing is to do, but we want what we want when we want it, having that discipline, all those types of things. So to me, it's no different than weight watching or something like that. Eating these, hamburgers or eating certain other things, but it takes that discipline to not eat those things or not get what it is that you really want. It's the same thing when it comes to finances. So, that being said, monitoring your debt to income ratio for me, the only time I genuinely really start paying attention to that stuff is when I know that I'm going to start applying for a big loan. If I'm planning on buying a house, in a few months, or trying to get an investment, or, for some people, maybe buying a new car, in the next 6 months or 12 months. Okay, let me make sure my credit's straight and good so I can qualify for that, 0% or 1.9% financing, versus having a 7 or 8%, interest rate on a $35,000 car loan or something. Therefore, you're saving yourself 3, 4, 5 grand just like that.
Right.
So, I guess in a nutshell, to answer your question, it's a good habit to always kind of monitor your bills and all that stuff. And but my personal viewpoint is to try to use as little credit as possible, or debt credit. And on the flip side of that, there is a such thing as good debt. obviously the debt that will make you money, or if you have low interest rates on something, why pay that off when that money can be making you more money somewhere else? So that like I said, I have a hard time trying to stay on track, with it because it's so easy to
Because
snowball.
everything branches out when it comes to finance, and it's like a spider web
Correct.
of everything. And I respect the hell out of the fact that you have that much insight on it, bro. Because a lot of us don't.
Yeah.
And having somebody on the team that we can go to and ask the questions, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of us don't know is really dope. And then having you here, giving the gems out in the podcast world, you know what I'm saying, that's even better. You know what I'm saying? So,
and for everybody listening, if you have something on your mind financially that you want answered, just hit us up in the chat, hit us up on Facebook. We'll address it on the next podcast. So don't be afraid to interact. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So
definitely. And and honestly, most of this knowledge, unfortunately, it's something I really genuinely, wholeheartedly, deep in my bones, wish that was more common knowledge for all of us.
Well, that's what we were tasked with our jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We gonna give the masses the knowledge.
It's
so
definitely
they can go forth and do good.
It's definitely one of those each one teach one type of moments.
Right.
And eventually, hopefully, we all are on that same level.
All right. So now, good folks, it's time for the main source. The main source is our big roundtable discussion where we handle big topics in the hip hop world. And tonight's main source is old school rappers coming back and dropping jewels. So in the last 2 months, we've had Nas's King Disease. We've had Busta Rhymes' Extinction Level Event 2. And we've had T.I.'s Libra Scale. Black Thought came back with Volume 3. We just got cats that was wreaking havoc in the 90s and the early 2000s came back after big hiatuses and just dropped smoking albums to prove that real rappers still got it. So let's discuss.
Right. So I guess I'll kick it off with, this is the moment that we have been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Hip hop is coming back. Mumble rap had their little niche part, but we coming back. Our boys is coming back. My man Hove getting ready to drop something. I know he's working on something. But the stuff that we got that just dropped recently, the T.I.s, the Nas's, the Busta Rhymes, you know what I'm saying? Juicy J, you said, is dropping some shit that's coming. 2 Chainz been around, for those that don't know. He was with Disturbing the Peace,
man,
named Titty Boy. He's been around. He's still doing stuff. Player Circle. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I'm enjoying the fact that the resurgence of what I consider to be true hip hop is making its comeback, and it's coming back strong to the point where, it's almost undeniable, even to the kids that listen to the mumble rap. Not even the kids, to the people who listen to mumble rap and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? ELE 2 is a quintessential body of work. King's Disease, quintessential body of work. The vets are coming out with albums that you are just going to hear about, and it's that moment in time. Like when, to go back to the other segment with Hell on Earth. This is a moment in time where you'll be able to listen to that joint and be like, yo, I remember I was whipping through the hood listening to ELE or King's Disease. And then I'll take it even further with saying, it's not even so much sectional rap, West Coast, East Coast, down South. Everybody's listening to everything because the access for everything is there. You see what I'm saying? And you're just hearing fire music. The old cats, our vets are using new producers from this generation and crushing it. I don't know, man. I don't know what my ears is all about, yo, but I hear shit different, and I'm hearing greatness still happening, and I couldn't be happier.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
Oh yeah, with Nas's King Disease, you got the mixture of the new and the old. Like he seamlessly mixed in cats like ASAP Ferg, and Hit. What was it? Hit Boy. I think it was Hit Boy that did the whole album. Like he mixed the old with the new seamlessly to let everybody know that it's not about new or old. It's about skill level, and that's all we've ever been saying for you cats. For you young cats,
absolutely,
that
man.
always
shout out to Hit Boy too, by the way.
Oh man, shout
out to Hit Boy.
I think he had another joint where he produced with somebody else.
That's Cali Product Handling Empire right there, by the way.
There you go. But what I'm saying is, for you new cats that's listening, it's never been about old or new. It's always been about skill level. We just want a nigga to rhyme. Like the days of that whole rhyming off beat or not rhyming at all is over. Like,
yeah, Blueface, I'm talking to you. You're this generation shocker, and I am not with it. Cause I'm sorry. What you want to do? I'm sorry. I'm speaking for the real.
You can be young and talk about the young stuff, but still have skill level. Jordan Lucas,
come on, Jordan.
Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drake. And you got even cats like oh man, I can't remember. I can't pull it up right now, but we still got new cats that's coming out that, I mean, to an extent, Jack Harlow, like, he might not be everybody's taste's choice, but the boy can flow. The boy can flow, and he's talking about stuff that is relevant to his community. And I don't have no problem with that because he got skills. So all you gotta do for me is have skills. That's all I ever ask.
As Trevor would say, don't sound like you're reading something. You know what I mean? I know everybody they got their phones. Hey, more power to you. Just don't sound like you're reading it. You know what I mean?
That's the worst thing ever. Go ahead. I'm not going to. I can talk on this all day long.
To your point, Dietrich, like I remember a couple of years ago, probably about 3 years ago, and I was fortunate enough to go to Nas concert. It was actually one of the Nas and Lauryn Hill joints.
Tried to go to that.
For his 44th birthday or something like that or whatever. And when he was on stage and he was talking about this very same thing for a minute, like he had took a minute to just kind of talk about that, like just the skill level involved. And he kind of had touched back to his song Rewind. He was like, you know what kind of skill and effort it takes to make something like that, you know what I mean? And then when you listen to something like that, mind you, like that song like was from somebody with 20 years plus in the game, you know what I mean? But putting a song together forward that's dope is one thing. Then telling a story backwards, you know what I mean? Like when you talk about skill level, like for those who don't know what I'm talking about, go listen to Rewind and right now and see what I'm talking about. And that's what we're talking about as it comes to mumble rap. With no offense to anybody, like Trev said, that likes that, but to say that your skill level of say something like Rewind to any one of take one of your best mumble rap songs and compare it and tell me the difference in skill level. You know what I mean? So I get it.
Yeah, definitely, man. One track that I wanted to talk about in particular on the ELE album, ELE 2 album by Busta Rhymes is actually Look Over Your Shoulder. So it has a Jackson 5 sample, specifically Michael Jackson sampling the Look Over Your Shoulder part. And it's just an overall fantastically produced album. I want to say that was actually his first single on ELE 2. So I'm going to play a quick snippet of it.
Please do.
And we can talk about everybody's thoughts on this particular track. Yeah, so I mean, just a great track, man. What do y'all think about it?
Listen, man, all I got to say is I'm the Buddha, the Alibaba, the believer maker. Busta Rhymes came off, and Kendrick Lamar, oh my man, when he starts getting to that bop.
Listen, Kendrick Lamar said in that verse, in the very beginning, y'all heard in that snippet, he said, I'm the leader of this new shit. Kendrick Lamar is the voice.
Don't argue with
us. It's between K. Dot and J. Cole. Them two are so dope with they bars, yo. And Kendrick being on that song was it was fantastic.
And then he goes off, right? I mean, goes clearly off, and you're thinking, okay, shout out to Bam Bam,
Bam in the back.
yo,
What up, though?
but you know what I'm saying? But to hear it, like, yo, okay, you like Kendrick, like, damn, you like, I can just turn the song off right now, and then Busta come on, and it's like, you two niggas is just on a whole nother level. And
You know what I like about Kendrick, though? I give Kendrick his props because he understands exactly when to. For my term, I use is double dutch in. For anybody who knows what double dutch is, you don't just jump right in. You got to get your timing right.
Right.
K. Dot picks and chooses when he wants to be on something, right? And he will either announce it or he won't. You see what I'm saying? So you just don't know. And when you hear that kind of beat, and you see how Kendrick is able to lay
Just
bars
ride
over
it.
just about anything.
Ride
He can
it
spit
all
on
the way
any beat,
through.
and he killed that shit. And then, like D said, Busta came right in behind him and just
Yo,
the album's phenomenal.
You said Kendrick killed it. Kendrick killed it, and then Busta Rhymes resurrected it and killed it again. That's all I got to say. Like, them two should never be on the track ever again together because it's too much for my heart to take. I'm going to have a heart attack, and I'm just going to lay there in the middle of the floor with a smile on my face.
Can we talk about some of the features that are on the Busta Rhymes joint, though? He had the Kendrick. He had Q-Tip.
He had Rakim.
Farrakhan. He had Rakim. Listen.
He brought Rakim out.
Enough.
I got to hear it.
I need y'all to listen to, like, for real, listen
Who puts
to the
Rakim
Busta
on
Rhymes
the intro?
album. The intro. That set the tone. And not only that, they flipped Nas's "Whose World Is This" sample. Listen, as soon as I heard that, I did one of these. I guess I'm going to be here for a minute. and that's all I did. And I had to stop.
I peeped that joint the Friday it came out, right? I'm working. I put that joint on play. I'm going to let it ride. He goes into his it's an station level event joint. Then you hear Chris Rock. Then he get into his bag, and you bopping like okay, and then Rakim come on, and it's like
God MC.
Where'd you find?
He got Rakim, and Rakim been around since the '80s, and
Rakim
he's still flawless with the bars. He's still flawless. Come on,
man. So
yeah, so Rakim just did the intro. He didn't do no flow or nothing, or what?
No.
Nah, he was
flowed
spitting
on the intro. He was spitting,
bruh.
All of a sudden, just come out of nowhere. He just.
I need Rakim in my life, man.
Listen, Rob got on that intro and just mic drop.
Hold on,
Did his thing. It was like,
hold on, real quick. Rakim, if you're listening, which I doubt that you are, but if this gets to Rakim, somebody who knows Rakim, please get it to him. I beg you, from a long time fan. I was a fan of you when I was 7 years old to now. Please, I don't care if Drake is hiding shit. Come out with an album. We need you in these streets.
Yeah,
that's all I have. I'm just pleading for
Rakim. Gonna drop an album.
If you don't drop it for me. Drop it for me so I can be the only one to listen to it.
Listen, Rakim drop an album right now because that's it. Hip hop is officially back, and all of them Uzis and Kodaks and all them other cats. No disrespect to them, they do what they do. But me, I'm boom bap hip hop, and you know, Kodak is cool. 21 Savage is cool. All these other cats,
actually grown on
the NBA Young Boys and all of this, and all these other acronyms / names, they good. I ain't gonna take nothing from them. But when Rakim drop a joint, what you gonna do? Like, anybody who denies that kind of stuff, I question what they really listen to when it comes to hip hop.
And good spot. Like, these cats need to understand there's a different level to this hip hop game, and it's about time that y'all try to up the level into the GOAT status. Little Baby's actually trying to do that right now, and I commend him for it. He's trying to elevate his game from where it was to where it should be.
Baby, for sure. His lyrics and content, like, you know what I mean. I'm with it. You know what I mean.
So shout out to Lil Baby. Hot.
That is crazy. That's
real spit.
Listen, I'm 40 years old.
Like, oh my!
Rakim is easily 20 years older than I am, and he is still spitting bars.
That is crazy.
He didn't need
You know, I think
at first.
Most of the younger cats probably don't even know enough Bible verses to be able to truly like grasp the gravity of what he was just saying right there. You know what I mean?
Jay, that's your first time hearing the joint.
Yeah.
I need your perspective. What's your perspective? Keep it a buck. Go ahead,
Oh
speak on it.
man, like oh my goodness, like oh, I can't even like. I can't even freaking.
He blessed you,
That's
didn't he?
just the intro. That's just the intro of the album.
That's the intro.
I know, that's crazy.
He blessed you, didn't he?
I'm talking about like like Mother Earth being sick and the whole basically the global warming and you know what I mean, just just everything like from the meek shall inherit the earth. You know what I mean, like just the whole reincarnation. Just dude,
That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
This is what I'm talking about, yo.
But
that's how he started the album, son. Listen,
and then you gotta appreciate the fact that he hasn't put out an album for 12 years. This is the product. There's cats out here putting out albums every fucking month, and this is the product he put out for 12 years.
I thought you were talking about Rakim. I was like,
Busta. No, Busta. I'm once again, Rakim. Please, I need you to get to the booth. Give me one song. I don't care. Give me some. I don't care if you do a remix of the all. I don't give a shit. Just Paid in Full Part 2. I don't care. Find Eric B and give me my shit. Thank you. But
yeah, the Rakim joint get you stuck because you're sitting there. So for me, when I first heard it, right, start playing the intro, and I'm like, all right, cool, all right. Chris Rock do his thing, Busta spit. And then it flipped to the Whose World Is This sample, but it's just the way that they picked a longer part of the sample to do. And I was like, wait, that's Nas. Is Nas about to be on this shit? And then Rakim started spitting, and I had to pull over. Let me just pull over real quick and just really ingest what the fuck I'm hearing, yo. And it's exactly what I'm happy to see come out.
I think
we back, baby. No, stop.
I think in that episode, like I think you should like break that little intro down. You know, because I think there's just so much he said in that little probably like 1 minute intro. You know, what I mean, just about what's going on right now and just everything. Like, oh man,
wait till you really get a chance to sit with the whole album.
I'll tell you what. I'm a little bit more excited about my flight now. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't even gonna lie. I've been dreading it.
Go ahead, Derek.
I'm gonna be murdered taking as long
yeah,
as
man, that was just the intro. But that was after Busta Rhymes went on.
Yeah.
That was after Busta Rhymes.
Okay, fellas, I want to talk about we stay on Busta Rhymes. Let's talk about the production. We talk about the lyrics. Bananas. But we also talked about the production on King's Disease from Hit Boy, and we praised Hit Boy. But can we give a shout out to Rottweiler and Swizz Beatz did The Purge.
Did he?
Yes.
On what album? On the ELE?
On ELE.
Yes, ELE 2.
Oh, so he just got
when I heard again. I listen to most of my music in the whip, and I got the hammers in the trunk. When that beat gets to going, and then you hear the Purge horn, and you hear what Busta is saying, listen, that's one of the songs I can't drive and listen to on the way to work because somebody might catch an L. It just pushes you in such a frame of mind. But I'm a fan of that basement gritty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tim's bubble coat fitted. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of. I like
put the
that
snow goggles.
Beat.
Put the snow goggles on the side of your head.
Listen. And when you hear the Purge joint and you hear the Purge horn going, but you hear what he's saying, the beat match. I didn't know that was Swizz. Shout out to Swizz Beatz. That's like I said. That's one of my standout tracks, yo. And I cannot stop listening to it.
So
I can't stop listening to it.
So some of the standout producers on this album are Swizz Beatz, Jay Dilla and Pete Rock, Rottweiler, Dreddy. Busta Rhymes did a couple joints. Knott's got 4 joints on this album. Knott's did Wrath of God, Slow Flow, Look Over Your Shoulder, and Freedom with Nikki Greer. Rockwaller got 2 joints. Busta Rhymes produced the 2 joints. He produced Deep Thought. You got Rick Rock. You got Ninth One that got a couple joints.
But did SAR?
Yeah. So the standout joints.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
So another album, one of the singles that came off the album already. So Busta Rhymes dropped like 5 singles off the album, damn near the same fucking day the shit dropped, right? But
That's
the joint Czar with MOP is like Annie Up 2020. But
and that is from
on Busta's Instagram, he teased the remixes are where them boys MOP are really actually spitting on it, and I almost tore my shirt off. I'm just saying. Listen. This is I can't stop listening to this album. I need something else to come out that's going to occupy my time. I've listened to the Alchemist album. I've listened to King's Disease, Libra Scale. I'm gonna listen to 2 Chainz. It's so much out. I can't stop listening to ELE.
Can we hear the horns? Can we hear what you're talking about? Because you eloquently so put your description on the Purge. Can we hear the Purge for a little bit?
Oh God! Listen, that shit got me so. Because for those, I'm able to break that down again. The beat goes with exactly what the subject matter, what he's talking about, and essentially to break all his whole verse down into one easy phrase. And somebody said it before, and I can't remember who said it, but I'm quoting whoever you are, if you're listening somehow. That basically said, "Be happy. We just want equality and not revenge."
I've been saying that every time I get into a political talk. I tell that all the time. Be happy. We just want equality. We could want revenge. But yeah, man, and like I said, by the way, you, Anderson .Paak did that.
Bitch, I had to bust you.
You.
Boog, you are going to be stuck on this album. I'm seeing into the future. When you finally listen to it, you're going to just be there like, and you's going to be the one to do it. For those that are listening, You is a single off of the ELE2 joint featuring Anderson .Paak. And normally Anderson .Paak, my apologies, he's hooked. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't say he's got his albums are tough and all of that.
Anderson
he
Paak
is rhyming on this joint and kills it. And Busta Rhymes come right listen. Phenomenal.
But we giving a lot of love to a C level event, as we should, because like I said, to me,
I don't know anything else that's hard
to me. To me, it's the artist spotlight. Like to me, a C level event was the event of the winner, the event of the COVID. But also, like Nas was no punk on his album either. In King Disease, like one of the joints with him, ASAP Ferg, and I cannot remember who the second guy was on that joint. It's a young dude. But these young cats are spitting on this, and I just want to give a shout out to the new school real quick. Can I hear that real quick?
Fabio Foreign, by the way.
Fabio Foreign. That's right. Waffles with raspberry butter. Nas is just on some bullshit. Like when he's spitting, it's still on some bullshit. Like who the fuck is talking about waffles with raspberry butter?
The same
Only that nigga.
Those corporate cats. You know what I mean?
My man said, make sure y'all eating your cherries and drinking your alkaline water. I went right to the store.
You know what?
OG since. Talking. Let me go ahead and get up on mine real quick. Listen. Shout out to the Escobar.
Listen, and the crazy part is this is how deep Nas goes. The album's called King Disease because he's talking about there's a thing called gout. Gout is the king disease because it's a disease that's caused by overeating or, affluence. So he's talking about anybody can get gout. You can have gout from stardom. You can have gout from getting money. You can have gout from anything because it's a king disease. You become a king. You think you the shit. You get this disease where it hurts you because you got too much of it. That in itself on a title is just to have that explanation of behind your album cover, like your album title, that's in itself is a jewel, as a gem that you drop. So I'm just hoping that the new school take notice to these things, and even Libra Scale, like even T.I.'s joint, because T.I. spits like he's still doing that gutter shit, and I love it. But he's talking about some shit on his album. He's talking about he got a song on his album with his son where he's rapping, telling his son, I can help you. And you know what I'm saying? And his son is like, nah, I want to I'll do it myself, which all of us have sons, or all of us have sons. So we all know, especially all of us pretty much got older kids. So we pretty much know that course of conversation. Hey, look, little nigga, do it this way. You're gonna get get it that way. Nah, I'd rather do it on my own. We've all had that conversation. Am I correct?
Correct. Like
Absolutely.
I always tell my son that I can only teach you so much, and then life got to teach you the rest.
That's
I mean,
it.
whatever lesson you don't want to learn from me, hey, life will teach you.
And which is the same conversation I have with my kids all the time. Like, listen, I'm the best teacher because life, she don't give a shit.
I've not done it all, but I've done most of it. And all I want to do is just walk you right down the path. So for me, the TI joint was dope. And it's funny that you brought up the joint with him and his son, because that was probably the last joint I was listening to. And his son is basically like, Pops, I appreciate you doing this for me, but I want to do it on my own. You know what I'm saying? And you got to respect that, because
absolutely
9 times out of 10, you have that doorway to success. He's like, nah, I'm gonna cut my own path. You got to give props to that. But he had a song for me.
Shout outs, hold on, real quick. Shout outs to Damani, because King, you young King, you coming. Like,
yeah, you are.
You next. Hey, T.I., your little kid, man. He got the spit. So, Damani, you coming?
For me, my standout joint on the Libra scale shit was the joint with Rose, Rick Ross. Listen, Ross is such a linchpin in hip hop right now.
Can we hear it real quick before we talk about it? He said, "Ignorance is bliss, and niggas is so blissful." Come on,
listen,
now.
T.I. is he's nice with the bars, and then to do that, and then have Ross is nice. I tried to fight it. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, nah. And then, the controversy with him is find out that he was the CEO and all of that. That shit tarnishes what's going on. But you can't front on this. DJ, hit me one more, please. Showing all of your emotion. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but if you in this game, you supposed to play your position.
T.I. is, you listen to T.I. when you need that game.
Respect the code.
You listen to T.I. when you need that
game. Respect the code. Y'all, listen, we just getting y'all some snippets so y'all can go back and really get your digestion up and get into that joint. Listen, Ross is spitter now. He do his thing, and he killed that shit.
So shout outs to T.I. Libra Scale. Shout outs to Busta Rhymes Extinction Level Event 2. And shout out to Nas King Disease. Like, go out, stream. Hey, look, they're available on all your streaming DSPs. They're available in iTunes. You can go buy them. If you don't want to buy them, stream them. If you don't want to stream them, go to your neighborhood download and risk your computer doing all that crazy shit. But however you listen to it, you need to listen to it. So go out, especially if you under the age of 14, go listen to this. If you over the age of 17, go listen to this. Go get you some hip hop knowledge. Go see how a good album is done. And then once you hear this, I guarantee when you go back to that bullshit that's out there, you ain't gonna feel the same. Oh, speaking of the new generation, pipe in, young man. What's going on?
I brought him down here.
Pipe in, young man. What's going on? Go join the conversation.
What's going on?
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, King.
Introduce yourself, my man.
Name Alex,
aka Bam Bam.
Word. So have you heard the Busta Rhymes joint?
Nah, I don't really. Nah.
Don't say it. Don't say that. Don't say that. Just say no. Don't say I don't really, because you're gonna say listen to that, and then that's just not gonna be.
I'm gonna ask this to all, I guess. Give me your top 5 MCs.
Top 5, dead or alive. I'm here for this one. Okay.
I mean, in any kind of order, or like
it don't matter. In no particular order. Not a number 1 to number 5. Just give me 5 of them.
I feel like my top 5. I feel like Pac, Biggie. I say, like Wayne's in the top 5. I think he deserves to be top 5. Like Nas.
I can respect that.
I don't know. I would say Jay-Z. I'll pick Jay-Z. I'll put Jay-Z in there.
That's a good 5. But I know you got some. I know you got some new cats.
Yeah.
I know you got some new cats. So give me your top 5 of the new generation that you listen to.
New generation. I say Drake. I say Kendrick. I say Cole. Personal opinion, y'all probably don't know who he is. New rapper. He passed, but like if you're going Dead Alive, X or like he go by it's like
XXX.
And Tentacion.
Yeah, Tentacion.
Yeah, Tentacion. Whatever, however you say it. But yeah, he was coming to his own. And go ahead, it's your last one.
Sure, whatever.
Last one. I say I ain't gonna lie, Lil Baby been killing it lately.
I can go with that, Lil Baby. He's transforming. He's transforming into somebody that's gonna be around for a while.
I can respect that.
Hey, but that list right there was something I didn't see coming. I honestly, to tell you the truth, but I'm proud of it. You had a lot of dope MCs in there.
Listen, so I'm gonna be the one. Your
by the way.
original top 5 was tough, but I need you to tell me. You know what I'm saying? What's your favorite Hove song?
What's my favorite? Dead Presidents.
Ooh. All right. Okay.
What's your favorite pop song?
Favorite pop song? I ain't gonna lie, it might sound cliche, but I like Mama Cry, but Dear Mama, my fault. Dear Mama, but I'll probably say more like up tempo. Up tempo. I'm trying to think. I ain't gonna lie.
That Spotlight is killer.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I could pick like I'm more of a fan of Biggie rather than Pac, to be honest.
All right. So what's your favorite Big joint?
I like Suicidal Thoughts.
What's beef? Was you about to say what's beef?
No. I wasn't about to say what's beef. I was about to say dang it, man. See, that's what I'm saying. Like I wish
Hey, that Spotlight's hot though.
The
hot seat.
Woo, shit.
That Spotlight is hot.
Why did I sit down here?
I don't know myself, but like
With some of the lyrics, I'm sure we can figure it out.
See, like
it's all right. Look, the fact that you even named them, like I'm good with, because that means you got a good foundation.
What was it?
What was one of Biggie's pop diss tracks? Was
you talk about Who Shot You?
Yeah,
which wasn't a Biggie, which wasn't a pop diss, but Pop
sure
took it as
not.
a diss.
He sure did.
That's what started. That song started the West Coast. That song literally started the East Coast West Coast beef because Pop thought after he got robbed because Biggie was in the studio. Pop thought Who Shot You was made about him, but Biggie made that song way before Pac got robbed. But the coincidence, and nobody was there to talk Pac out of it. So that song caused him to Hit 'Em Up.
Right.
And here we go. And then we off to the races after that. But Who Shot You was a dope joint. The What with Method Man, but my favorite is The Warning.
Oh, Warning is tough. I like The What, Warning, Who Shot You, of course. Give Me the Loot.
Yeah.
I am not a fan. I'm not a fan of. I am a big fan of Ready to Die, but I am not a fan of After Death. I'm sorry.
That's a different conversation. I'm not getting into that with you right now.
Yeah.
What'd you say, June?
That Everyday Struggle is probably one of my favorites. I listen to it.
What about you, Derek?
Favorite Biggie joint?
My favorite Biggie joint, probably The What, featuring Method Man.
Man,
come on, Takal, let's go.
I used to get pills on the bitch. Now I throw shields on the dick
to
stop me from the HIV shit.
Listen,
that is THOD, man. Here I am. I'll be damned if it ain't some shit. Sputter, what the hell? Wait, spreading butter
Spread
lyrics
the
over
butter
harmony
lyrics
grits.
over harmony grits. Come on,
It's the
man.
most killer death track because I'm a jet black ninja. Coming where you rest at surrender. Oh, that's funny. Woo! Meth.
Step inside the
Meth.
ring, use the number one contender.
When
Lick
we
your
do
cold
our-
booty like your pussy in December.
When we do our lyrical,
I'm gonna go off.
man.
I'm gonna go off.
When we do our most lyrical MCs, main source, man. I'm telling you right now, Meth is number one on my book.
Ooh, I'm waiting. I'm ready for that episode because.
Do you feel like?
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, young man.
Do you feel like Method Man was the? Do you feel like he was like the best member out of Wu-Tang Clan?
The anchor.
I will say yes.
Easily.
Little question on a side note. Let me know if I could like if it's appropriate to say on this podcast. But
Appropriate.
like I'm saying
There's no appropriation in this podcast. Say what you feel.
talking about like is it okay? Because I don't know if you wanted it to be talked on like your other like on next week or whatever. But like, do you feel like who would you put like in your top 5 like most like influential / like the greatest hip hop groups of all time?
Groups top
Wu-Tang,
5.
Wu-Tang
May
number
I?
one. Wu-Tang.
Hold
on, let me go. Wu-Tang number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Outkast number 2.
Pause. Group is defined as 2 or more people because that's a duo.
Yeah, duo. I think they're a group. They are a group.
I'm just checking because that. All right.
Mobb Deep number 3. Griselda number 4 because they boozed up, and number 5 would be this is me. This is gonna be controversial, but Slaughterhouse.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Camp Low is number 6. Camp Low is number 6.
Well, good thing we only went top 5, champ. No need to say that.
Hey man, whatever. Go ahead, somebody else.
So for me, Wu, Tribe Called Quest, Mobb Deep, Method Man and Redman, and what am I? 4? Wu, Mob, Method Red, MOP,
Nice one.
and I'll go Outkast. No particular order, except Wu was always going to be number 1. That's it.
True.
All right, very interesting. Very interesting.
Mine would be hard.
So mine's gonna mirror a lot of your guys' groups. So I'm gonna go with Wu-Tang, of course. I'm gonna go with the Tribe Called Quest. I'm gonna go with Outkast.
Nice.
I'm gonna go with one that doesn't get enough.
I know what he's gonna say. I know what he's gonna say.
And I think we need to give this group their flowers, and that group is Little Brother.
I knew it. I knew it.
North Carolina zone. North Carolina zone.
It's real shit though.
North Carolina zone.
And I'm waiting for one more.
Little Brother,
I'm waiting for one more.
You got one more.
And yeah, so again, Wu-Tang Clan, the Tribe Called Quest, Little Brother, Outkast, and let's go with God. There's so many just fantastic groups out there. Man, because I don't want to feel like I want to leave anybody out. I would normally leave let Camp Low out there, but their body of work, in my opinion, doesn't rank them up there high enough for me.
That's why I said they were 6.
So
they only got one.
So with my number 5, again, this is really no particular order, but again, mine's also with Wu-Tang at the top. God,
you're still missing that 5th one though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
on
about.
it. And if he doesn't say it, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna watch him have a melt. I'm gonna watch him melt down. Like, that's right.
Golly.
You can't have a guest.
I'm gonna go with somebody a little bit different too. I'm gonna go with EPMD.
Word.
I was wondering if anybody was gonna say that.
Strictly business.
So I wasn't expecting that, but what about Gangstar?
That's another good one.
All right, June.
And then my
you got me on that one. I think Gangstar is absolutely. All
right, June. What you got?
I definitely put Wu-Tang up there. Definitely my probably top 2. I wouldn't say Tribe Called Quest just because I mean, although they have some dope songs, honestly, outside of a certain select few songs, I never just listened to them heavy like that. But number two, I'd probably say Eric B and Rakim.
Nice.
Shout outs to Rakim. Please come back. Thank you.
Please come back, sir.
I'm gonna beg that nigga.
Yeah, number three would definitely be like Outkast. I mean, for I mean, I think we definitely know like ATLians or whatever. Like to me, by far later, and that automatically takes me back to the days with jazz and just everything else. Like so,
shout out to jazz, rest in peace.
Them being relevant in the music game. You know what I mean? For quite a while after that. Definitely. So they would definitely be my top three. Number four, I don't know. Number four, number five would probably be hard. Oh, you know what? Honestly, it sucks that they only came out with one actual like album, but someone that like if I listen to it right now, like I really get into, I would probably say The Firm, which would be Nas, Foxy, and AZ.
And Nature. Shout out to Nature, boy. I'm here. Shout out to Nature.
And Nature.
And Carmega. Don't forget about Carmega.
Yeah.
Remember you?
But
hold
on,
you got one more.
My bad.
More.
My bad.
Jumping on up there, man.
Number five, yeah, I would probably have to say EPMD too. And I was before Derek even mentioned it, I didn't think nobody was even gonna mention them. But as I was thinking in my head as everybody else went, they was in that group. But
all right. So since we had a guest, we usually will end the podcast with which one you would like, who our versus thing where it's like we would pick MCs or groups or whatever and say which one you got versus somebody. But since we already had a guest, time's running short, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut the podcast off here.
Appreciate y'all coming out and listening. Yep. You know what I'm saying? This is the Holly Street 96 podcast. You're definitely going to get your ears wet with all this good hip hop that we talk about. But we don't just